Oh, so Christmas is over for another year. Well, for my part of the world. Angry lad, hello mate. How you doing? Oh, I'm tired. God, that's a surprise. I'm never tired. Like hell. I got the Ford 5000 for Christmas. Oh, a model? Wow, wouldn't be the real one. You got the model. That's cool. Really is. Oh, dear. So, what were we doing? Let me see. I think we seeded. We seeded everything. Yes, we did. Growth. Yep. Let's have a look at something else though. Let's check our grass out. I think, yes, our grass field is ready to go. Jolly good. Our usual Friday night gang won't be around. Model and a John Deere 3040 model and a Fendt 824. Wow. That is pretty cool, mate. I am impressed. Believe me. I am impressed. That is great.
Change the map?
What?
Oh wait. There's two servers named the same on here as yours.
Really?
Yes.
How dare they? I've been using that name for 10 years.
Chances of that.
No, mate, I haven't changed anything. Oh.
Well, I'll come help you out.
Andy's supposed to be here.
Is it Boxing Day?
It's Boxing Day here, mate, yeah.
Oh, it'd be Christmas here.
Yes, that's right.
I'm getting a snowstorm just started.
Ooh.
And, everything was done virtually. The tires blew out on my pickup truck.
Ah, shit.
So.
That'd be a pain in the ass to try and change a tyre in the snow.
Well, luckily it happened before the snowstorm, so I got 4 brand new tires for Christmas whether I wanted to or not.
Yeah. John Mark, hey mate, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too.
Oh, I've got no...
And Angry Lad, you're looking to get in a PC.
No sound.
That's very good, actually.
Did I have no sound? Yeah,
no. But Angry Lad's getting it, hopefully getting a PC in the future. That is great news.
It is. They're 3 times what an Xbox is, but just so much more versatile.
Yeah, PC's a lot more versatile than an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah, I
But
mean, you can't,
yeah,
you can't, you know, you want to make something, you know, you want
yeah,
to print something. You
that
can't
shit
do it on
wrong
a
key.
console.
Yeah,
Like
260.
Andy was saying that, I mean, basically all you got to do is, you can go on and you can get the Xbox games.
Mm.
You know, you can get the controller; it plugs right in.
Well, that's right. Yeah, my son got a new controller for his PC, Xbox controller. So yeah,
I don't have a Bluetooth, so I have to plug it in, but it
yeah.
doesn't really bother me because you sit close to it, you know. Back's finally feeling better.
Oh, good. You'll probably want to TED this first, mate.
For what?
Oh no, we're doing silage. Yeah, sorry.
We don't have a tether, so
No, I forgot. I was
can we
dreaming.
get
I'm going to
can we
use
get
my
3 pigs?
Xbox controller on it. Oh, okay. I'm okay, thanks, John.
I should have bought the motherboard that had the Bluetooth controller on it, and then I wouldn't have to use the cord.
Ah, yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure what my son uses. I know he uses a controller. But how, I'm not real sure. My hands can't handle it.
A friend of mine uses a 360 controller.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're all USB plugs anyway. Just plug them in Windows.
Yeah, there, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's all my son does. Just plugs it in and away it goes.
Yeah, but even my my shift lever for trucks in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a generic game controller,
Yep.
and that works just fine. It plugs right in. Every time I plug it in, Windows is like sets it up. But you know,
Alright, thanks, Gizmo. Merry Christmas to you, mate.
Merry Christmas, Gizmo.
Ah, yes.
Christmas is about done over there.
Christmas is done here, yeah. Christmas is nearly done in the UK.
Did you do anything, Johnny?
Me? No. Shit, no.
I
Had two Christmas dinners. That's it.
That's more than I get. I get freaking hamburgers.
Oh, yeah. I spent most of last night trying to recover. God, I was bloated. They're the best meals I have all year, so I can't.
Everybody should just give you a thumbs down for putting that image in their brain.
No, I was just bloated. I didn't overeat, put it that way. I don't eat much anymore, not like I used to when I was younger and working and, well, a lot fitter. But
well, that's because you don't need any energy because
no, that's right. No, I understand that.
Yeah, you sleep and sit.
I do understand.
I mean,
that.
none to fault of your own. But.
No, shit, I'd still be working. Like I wouldn't be eligible for retire for another 2 years yet.
I know.
But I was forcibly retired.
The worst part is I gotta get up in the morning and go to the pharmacy to get my refills because I didn't think about that yesterday.
Ah, okay. It's going all right, Vital. Hope you're going well.
I'm in such a hurry to get the tires on.
No, that's not right, Vital. I don't have cows. Cows are not going to eat my grass. It's going to be silage. gonna make silage out of this.
Andy still sleeping. Had a hard night last night, huh?
What was that, mate? I didn't hear you.
Andy have a hard night last night, huh?
No, I'm not sure. We
Yeah.
played a little bit yesterday afternoon. About 2.5 hours or something, 3 hours. And then he had an early night with his missus for Christmas. Not really sure what happened after that. I wasn't going to ask.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
No, I just had a pretty quiet Christmas. Went to my daughter's Christmas Eve, and then had my other son and my ex here on Christmas Day. So, yeah, it was alright. I said I had 2 Christmas dinners.
Oh, speak of the devil.
What was that, mate?
Hmm?
What was that, sorry?
I said speak of the devil.
Yeah. Yeah, it always turns up when you speak of the devil.
Yeah, I had to rush around yesterday, get my tires put on my pickup, and it literally they just came apart. I mean, I don't understand. Three-year-old vehicle shouldn't have tires that are disintegrating.
Oh God, no.
Not considering it's only got 29,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that's not
See,
long.
this is all just this whole. I was gonna, I bought it, and I was gonna trade it in 3 years. That's the point.
Mm.
And I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find what I wanted. And I'm kind of particular. If I'm gonna buy something brand new, it's gonna be exactly what I want.
Yeah, that's right.
You buy something secondhand, that's a different story. You get what somebody else bought. But if I'm buying it, I'm paying full price. I want full price for the vehicle.
You want what you want.
And I was supposed to trade it in. They can't find one. They can't get parts. They can't build them. So I thought, oh, I'll just run this one another year, and then maybe next year they'll have the vehicle I want available.
Yeah. Now, they said dog in his natural habitat is afraid of the wild Johnny. I'm surprised he hasn't ran away yet.
At least we get to play the Friday game.
I'm sorry, mate?
So at least we get to play the Friday game again.
Well, at the moment, yeah, I thought why not? Well, Andy said why not. But we weren't going to play the Friday map.
Yeah.
There's too much for, we didn't know anyone was going to turn up. It's just too much for 2 of us, and we didn't really want to step on any toes by playing it without the others.
Yeah, I know.
What was that, mate?
That's not why I suggested it.
What? Suggested what?
Was never going to play that map to start with. I couldn't care about people's toes.
Oh.
People's toes they get stuck.
Mean. Hostile.
Good all.
I'm just surprised we played this many weeks in a row on the same map.
Well, I dare say, I think it's a record for the groups I've been in. To be playing the same map for this long. Oh, yeah, no, it is. Our group, even, I think this probably the second longest we ever played a map was Sosnoska Knot, when we played that as a group. And that was still only a couple of months.
And we haven't had a meltdown with anybody leaving strictly because of the map.
No. No, that's right. The map's been behaving. It hasn't caused us a great deal of problems. And that's a big plus.
Oops was always a big frowner upon maps.
Oh, yeah.
He'd run into a tree and then he wouldn't play with us again until we swapped maps.
I got rid of all the trees. But, yeah.
You would kill me sometimes because he'd come in and he'd get into chat. Oh, we're still playing that map. Yep. I'm going to go. Nope, I'm going to go play by myself. And it's like, okay. You can't find any part of enjoyment out of it, huh? I feel like in multiplayer, the map isn't as big of a thing to me.
It's a what? Sorry, mate.
In multiplayer, the map isn't as important to me.
No.
Or multiplayer, it's not as important as it is in single player.
No. Well, in multiplayer, I'm only playing because of the others. I'm not terribly. I hope the map's decent, but I'm not terribly fussed. You know, it's like
it looks good. Like this Brazilian map, it looks good.
Sorry, mate.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
The only thing is if it's boring.
Well, if the map's too boring, yeah, well then everyone gets bored, and it's sort of a mutual, you know, let's find something else kind of deal.
Yeah, like in these Stevie's maps where it's like, okay, we've got a field on all 4 sides of every field you've made.
Yeah.
Hired worker works awesome. I don't know, him and CCS seem to just punted.
Stevie's maps are, well, they have been in the past, fairly fault-free and smooth to play, but they've been very, very boring.
They're very empty.
Yeah.
Is this a bitch fest?
No.
For 5 minutes. This is not why I said we should play.
No.
It's gonna be like this. I'm not playing.
No, I'm not.
It's already like a Friday.
It's already, but it is a Friday.
And it's not what it's about.
No.
I want to do this. Bye.
There's been a few more mods on Giants too. I didn't think they'd have any more out since, you know, they had those few pop up before Christmas. I didn't think that'd be it. I would have thought that was it. There's a few again today. Pop up.
They take a vacation usually, don't they?
Yeah. Was it 3 weeks, Andy, normally? Yeah.
But not until the day before Christmas.
Oh. I wish we were more like the Europeans.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, five paid days off a year to use any time, and 3 if you're 3 days paid time off if you're sick, and then you get about 5 to 6 paid. I guess you guys call them bank holidays, bank days.
Well, unless depends on who you work for over here.
We get 4 to 6.
Yeah, we get 4 to 6 weeks off.
Huh?
Paid holiday.
4 to 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks off a year. I've never worked in a full-time job where I haven't got 4 weeks off a year and only worked 9-day fortnight.
Yeah.
Never.
How many How many hours is a week over there then?
40-hour week.
Same as here
Yeah.
then, yeah. Well, I shouldn't say. So we get overtime after 40, but usually I'm putting in
No, it's
over
usually
40.
40, and we get an RDO once a month. Well, that's what I used to
Yeah.
get when I was working.
If you're union, yeah.
It's an RDO.
No, or for the company. Or, yeah. Well,
But it's based
I
on
was
the union
never.
thing. RDO is the union thing.
Yeah, I know, but the places I work for all followed the rule. I've never been in a union. We chased the union out of one of our workshops once. They wanted us to join.
Well, you're like me then, because we don't qualify. We're not in the union, but because the company has union employees, they just do. Everybody gets the union thing.
We don't have to be in the union in Australia.
No, that's why we told him to get out. None of us wanted to join.
Well, you don't like we.
But the only, I mean, it's pretty sad because the people want the wages that the union got, but they don't want to pay the dues, which is quite hilarious.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's always
I'm
how
not
it
going to
is.
be part of the union, but I'm really happy that I'm getting, X amount of money an hour. The only reason you're getting it is because the union fought for you to get that money. But so you want all the fucking benefits of the union, but you don't want to be in the union. It's quite
No, and we'll see the places I've worked for the past 30 odd years. I always got, and the people who I worked with always got award wages. And that time the union rep came in, he said, well, you'll still be getting the same wage, but we'll look after you. You just got to pay us a fee every month. For what? To make sure that the conditions stay the same.
Isn't that
What?
union?
Please go away now.
Well,
And
see,
I've always been paid above award in the last 20 years. So there was no need for me to join a union. And as far as I know, none of the others were either.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I didn't see a point, but he was very insistent. We nearly had to get physical to get rid of him. There was two of them there, demanding all that black ban the company. And the boss said, "Don't worry about them. Don't join them if you don't want to. If you want to, by all means, but don't worry about them black banning me."
yeah, but it's got to be over here. It's got to be the whole so. Because of the law, you don't have to be in it, but you still have to pay the dues if you're not in the union because of the whole shop or whatever it is. That whole location is. So you still have to pay the dues whether you're in the union or not, which is how they get you, because you might as well be because you're still paying the dues.
Yeah, not over here. Not in the union.
Yeah.
You don't pay anything.
Stupid system.
But the dues, I don't know. It goes on because they're not tax deductible, so you're making more.
Oh, there's another reason
money.
not to do it. Ours is.
Yeah, because you're making more money. As far as I know, it's not tax deductible, so you're making more money, and then you're paying more taxes. Yeah, because if the company pays them for you, because a lot of the companies pay them for you, so if you're making $3 an hour, you get the full $3 an hour. That's what you see in your paycheck. And the weekly union dues are just paid by the company. A lot of companies do that.
In the UK, you get 28 days off per year. Is that paid? Well, I suppose that's no different to what we get. We get we get 20 work days, 4 weeks is the minimum, plus 7 days sick leave. But there was one company I worked for that it accumulated, and that was the only company. Every other place they didn't accumulate it. So if you didn't have
union companies, it accumulates, and you take it from an employer to employer.
Yeah.
I've moved from employers, and my sick days go with me.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're a union employee, because you're not actually, your benefits and everything come from the union, don't they?
No. They
No.
come from the employer. They're all under the same award, so
Yeah.
they've all got to pay the same thing.
Gotcha.
They've just got to follow the rule. But you don't have to be within the union yourself. Like I said, only a scumbag would do that.
Mm.
And they exist. You work on what we call an EVA, or an enterprise bargaining agreement, which is sorted out between the employers and themselves.
Mm.
And they get the award. So
Plus we get a superannuation fund that travels with us from job to job.
Because our construction union guys, they could work for any company anywhere that hires union whatevers, laborers, contract, some sort of skilled labor. So you can be, you could be working you're working like the union is like a subcontractor almost.
Yeah.
So your benefits and everything, your health insurance, none of that ever changes no matter which company you go work for. And then if you don't like who you're working for, you just call the union and then they'll transfer you somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
don't know how it works here because I've never been in one.
That's kind of how they can do it. I haven't been in one. I just know from the friends and stuff that are in it.
Yeah.
Like
it's no different to us, Johnny. We just move from company to company if we want to, but you do that yourself. It's not done through the union. The union is purely there to organise to make sure the employers are doing it correctly. Everything's done safely, unless it's the CFMEU, and then
it's almost like a recruiter kind of thing, because they know all the contractors and the companies, and they just move people around between them. And some of the owners like it because they're just like, you know what? I called for 13 guys for the next 3 months. I got 13 guys for the next 3 months. And they're basically just like short-term contractors because they're only there for a specified time for the job.
Mm.
They're not like a full-time employee. But they could become a full-time employee for a company too and still be in the same union.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That sounds like a labour hire mob to me.
Mm.
Huh?
Sounds like labour hire to me.
Basically, it's
completely different.
Some of the guys have told me that the scab companies are better. You're better off on the scab companies anyway. Who knows?
Listening to that, I'd say you would. You're not in Australia. Australia, you're better off with a EBA company, for one, under a union.
Well, it's a totally different. Like when you go to a union site, it's totally different than when you go to like a scab site. Because there's a bunch of companies out there that go out there and they bid against the same jobs all the big union companies do all the time, and they just undercut them every time, trying to get the business.
Mm. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, that's why we call them the scab companies. But some of the employees have told me though that
they do the job dodgy. They put people's lives at risk. They do lesser quality work, and then they all go broke more often because they're the ones that are doing it for less than they can really afford to do it, and they're just doing it to have return. They do the same thing here, and we go through the companies like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of the opposite because the way that the union guys are paid a lot of money, but they're only paid a lot of money if they're on, like government-funded projects. If they're not on a government-funded projects, they don't make anything. I mean, they make half of what they would. The other guys were saying that the scab companies, they basically get the same wage every job no matter what it is, and that's why they can come up so much cheaper.
So yours works completely.
Yeah.
So they lose
Ours are just
out.
benefits and stuff like that. So, if you work for
Yeah.
an EBA company, you'll get redundancy, for example, whereas you don't get that if you're working
Mhm.
for just a normal builder. And I mean, that's fine. There's guys that are happy doing that, but then the other ones that, like,
I
I
think
would work in any industry, in any construction industry in Australia, unless it was EBA. I wouldn't standard award rates. I don't reckon they're right.
No, God no.
It's way too little for what you actually do and put your life up against. What they
Yeah.
don't get.
Yeah, well, the last
I
place I
would.
worked for, I think I fought them for the first. Well, I didn't say a word. And I was on 3 months trial. After the 3 months, they said, "Yep, we want you to work for us. Your pay rate now goes from that to this." And I thought, that's stuff all. Anyway, I went and talked to the pay clerk or whatever he was called, officer, and I said, "This isn't right." "What do you mean?" "What you're paying me is not the award wage, and you're stating that it's the above award wage. It doesn't even meet the award, let alone above award. What do you mean?" I said, "Mate, it's not the award." "Yes, it is. I've worked it out. I've contacted people. The what's the government branch here that takes care of wages? Fair something, I can't remember.
Fair work.
Yeah, something like fair pay, fair work, or something. I don't know what it's called.
Fair work is
Yeah,
the
and
body that takes
yeah, and
care
that's
of.
what he said. Yeah, contacted them, and we're paying exactly the right amount. I said, "No, you're not." "Yes, we are." We had an argument. Anyway, I rang them, and they said, but I didn't dob them in. Like, they said, "Oh, well, who are you working for?" I said, "No, never mind. Okay, so that's the wage I should be getting." "Yes, for what you're doing, yes, this is your wage." And it was like nearly 200 or more per week, more than what I was getting, about $200 a week. Anyway, I marched back into his bloody office, and I said, "Now, this wage..." "Oh, you're not back here again. I told you last time. I've rung, and everyone's getting the right wage." Hang on a minute. I'm just worried about my wage and the people that who are working doing my job. I didn't say anything about everyone else, because they employed several different types of professionals. Anyway, and I said, "No, it's not right." "But it is." "No, it's not." We had a pretty heated discussion. In the end, I said, "Well, I rang them." "You did?" I said, "Yes, I rang them." "Oh, right." And I said, "I didn't mention who I was working for." "I can if you want." "No, don't do that. Don't do that." He said, "Yeah, just leave it with me. Come back tomorrow." Anyway, I went back to the next day, and he said, "Well, I've had a talk to management, and I rang them again, and they must have misinformed me last time." And he said, "Never mind, but it's all sorted now. Your next paycheck will be increased." I said, "Okay. Well, that's nice of you, assholes." This took me months, 6 months. I said, "What about back pay?" "What do you mean back pay?" I said, "What about the back pay? This is what you're supposed to have been paying me 6 months ago." "Oh, no, we can't do that." Okay, then. Bastards. Like, my job was a shitty job. You were always covered in crap and you're always hot. Even in summer, you bloody burnt yourself on everything. In winter, I mean, you're always hot. Work in those sort of conditions, stuff you.
How are you hot in winter?
Because you're in a boiler suit with in a tin shed with a welder that's burning at 1,000 degrees. Well, not 1,000, but you know, it's hot all year round. You sweat all year round.
All I'm hearing is just whine.
I'm hearing is exactly the reason why the people these days are idiots, because they don't stand up for their things, you see. They don't stand up for even what the unions and everyone fought for 30, 40 years to get the conditions we've got now, and they don't stand up for it because they're too greedy that they will take the job at less money, worse conditions, because they somebody else, just like these companies that undercut every other company. They all used to have work for years and years. That everyone always had a job. Everyone was, the employers were making money. The employees were getting paid well. The clients were getting a good finish. Now none of that happens anymore. Now there's no good finish jobs. People are getting underpaid. There's more accidents happening.
Yes.
Everything that was sorted for is being ruined by people with, I guess, no brain, because they are too worried about themselves, not the big picture. That there's no buts about it, though.
I look at the time period that we built things 150 years ago in this country, in the time period that we build things today, and it's tenfold. But yet we've got equipment, today's technology and equipment and tools. I don't understand what
more people died back then. We don't want people dying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, people used to fall off the Empire State Building when they were building it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they used to throw hot rivets. 30 stories in the air, they're throwing hot rivets to each other when they're putting the superstructure together.
Yeah, we don't want that. I'd rather it take 2 years longer than even one person dies. One person's life's worth more than time.
Yeah, but you're telling me in 100 years we can't do the same job in the same time frame 1,000 times safer with our technology.
Yeah, but
not really.
The employees
keep adding more to it. So
yeah,
now instead of it just being one light switch and a light, you've got networking cable, and you've got alarm systems, and you've got automatic sensors, and you've got fire suppression systems, and you've got, so we keep adding and adding. It's not just a box and a roof.
Yeah, but all those old buildings in New York City still have all that stuff.
No, they don't.
They do.
Not to the level that they are now.
They weren't added at the start.
They've got
they weren't added at the start, but they've been upgraded.
Well, then that doesn't count, does it?
No, that doesn't.
Yeah, but it's easier to put that stuff in a new building than it is to retrofit it.
Oh, yeah.
But it still takes more time.
Yeah, and you got to remember, back in those days, labour was cheap. They had 3 times more people working on it. Yeah, may have been slower because they didn't have the modern equipment to do it with. But the workforce was a lot more. They could pump them out pretty quick.
But what's changed? What's changed in modern equipment that, let's say, a high rise? What's changed that is different to any other day? You still use a hammer.
Battery powered tools.
Yeah, but that doesn't make much of a difference.
Oh, sure it does.
Look, okay. Let's go. The guy that worked in the industry for 20 years, that's me. Who else has had construction experience? Because I'm telling you, I know all the processes, and it is not much different. The battery powers tools just help you drill a hole quicker, or you still just had a lead. The lead was just always there. When I started in it, there was no battery tools. No. It didn't make much of a difference. It's just a little bit more convenient. It's not like gonna beat it up 3 or 4 times.
But everything has gotten better. I mean, our equipment. I mean, in the earth moving side, with use of GPS and everything and automatics now. I mean, you can dig a site by yourself that used to take a crew of 4 people. You know,
Oh. Well,
it's
I've worked in the building industry. My father-in-law was a qualified builder, and I worked for him when I couldn't get any job in the metalworking. And I worked for him for many years. And building a house now should be quicker than it was 100 years ago, but it's not.
that's what I'm saying.
Because I can tell you,
Those guys used to use axes and handsaws to cut everything.
yes, that's right. And we used nail guns. In those days, there was no such thing as a nail gun. But we still can't do it as quick as them, because when I was working, there was 5 of us building a house. But back then, there was like 20 building a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to do with the labour force. And you get kids coming out of school, they're not going to want to go swinging a hammer, climbing up on roofs. They don't want to do that. They'll go and sit on the dole line.
Yeah, but you look at the miles of railroad. We built a railroad from starting at each end of the country and met in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
90% Chinese labour. Yeah. Keep going.
No, it was not. It was not.
There's a lot of Chinese there, mate.
A lot of Chinese on the western side of the transcontinental.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, one side had more than the other. You're right.
There was a lot of African labor on the eastern half. Now that was all the bridges, tunnels, everything had to be leveled for railroad. We can't pave a road in that same time. Repave an entire existing road that long in 1 year, or 2 years, or 3 years. And they built an entire railroad. And the prices are astronomical. I mean, I just don't understand.
Just, back then, I've seen videos, pictures, photos of them building that railway.
Mm-hmm. By hand.
By hand, the whole way.
Picks and shovels.
There's like 100 people every 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Slinging, swinging,
by hand.
Carrying. Yeah. You won't catch them doing that now. It's all done with a crane. It's got to be OH&S. And everyone's got to have a heart. Yeah.
So wouldn't that be faster?
No. Because they fart around so much. They fart around so much. They can't just go and pick it up, swing it across with the crane, drop it down. They won't do that. They've got to make sure that the area is clear. They've got to have people on standby to make sure that people are clear. Everyone's got to have a hard hat on. And someone's got to inspect that it's been hooked up properly. And then he's got to have guidance to lift it. So someone's got to be watching him. And it's just a big stuffer. Where in those days they didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. And people would die.
And I know.
I know what I'd prefer to have. I'd rather something take longer than one person dying is unacceptable. And anyone that says differently is, well, someone should put a bullet in their head, and that would be acceptable.
Yeah, I know. I don't agree that it's better now. I agree it should be as safe as absolutely possible. But, this is the argument of why we can't do it any quicker. Because
I don't know about quicker, but it does not take that long.
No,
we build a 50-story building here in Australia in under 2 years.
No,
it's like 9 here.
Why am I not reading chat? Because I was busy talking, mate. Sorry.
No.
I enjoyed yesterday, mate.
But we did.
Thank you.
We replaced a bridge, and we replaced a railroad bridge over a gorge. And I don't know. It's got to be. I think it's a 150-foot drop. It's a cliff. And the original one was built out of wood in the 1800s. and it was built in the same time frame as this new steel, span bridge. Because the original wood one actually burned down, and they replaced it with a steel one. And then the steel one was old and rickety, and they decided to replace it with a nice new arc span bridge.
Mm.
But it took them the same time as the original wooden construction bridge to build it, when pretty much everything was, for the most part, prefabricated. It's all built somewhere else, and then brought in on truck and just put together,
Yeah. You got to think
it's just
too,
crane work.
When they're building roads, you get those signs, roadworks ahead, and you never see anyone working on it. They're just there for months and months and months doing a kilometre of road. One lousy kilometre.
That doesn't happen here.
Oh, it does here, out in the country anyway.
Some states it does, but here they don't. As soon as they're done with the roadworks, they're done.
They come and prepare the whole road, get it ready for the tarmac, and then they leave it for absolutely months till it's all rutted up again. They have to come back and redo it to get it ready for the tar again.
Sounds like an Australian problem.
Oh, it's shocking.
No, because usually they're continuously working all the time. It doesn't matter. You're always going to end up going through a construction zone on your travels on a expressway. It's just at what point in the road you're going to hit it, because every year they change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of times they resurface a road and it's worse than it was before.
Yeah, I've had that
resurface.
Too. Yeah. Yeah, it's been like that here too.
And then they can't decide if we're going to use asphalt, if we're going to use concrete. Then they concreted a bunch of road. That was a disaster. Now that's the roughest part of the road in the country, I swear.
If they followed what the Germans did, they would probably.
I don't think Germany has the snow that we get.
What's that got to do with it? What's snow got to do with it?
Well, when you have snow on the road continuously, and you have plows going over the road, and then we tend to hit that. We hang around 0 all the time in the early and late parts of winter. And it just thaws and freezes, and it heaves, the ground moves, and it heaves the ground. Well, tarmac or asphalt tends to kind of, it's a little stretchy, it'll move a little bit.
Moisture under it. Moisture gets under it. Yeah, I know.
Concrete, on the other hand, moves entire sections of block. So then the whole road becomes like this shattered stepped siding thing. I don't know. It's awful.
Yeah, so we don't use concrete over here.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, we do.
Do you? In the city? Must be in the city.
No, the freeways.
The freeways got concrete in them. Okay.
Well, not all of them, but the ones that have been there for the good ones have.
Oh yeah.
They don't, like the M1 does. Not the whole way, but a good section of it.
Oh right. Never noticed. Been a long time since I've been on a freeway, but all the country roads out of here are
I don't know that. No, they don't all down here, Johnny.
No.
But they're always working on it. There's potholes freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
And then some sections of it we do it the way the autobahn's done, which is the best way to do it, and that's concrete and then asphalt.
Yes.
Because then it doesn't actually. Then you get the smooth road, and you don't get any. If you do get a little hole in it, it doesn't grow because it's just concrete underneath it.
Well, you have a completely solid base, which is what you really need. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's going to be done right, the Germans have figured out a way to do it.
Yeah, it's still Christmas where you are, Alfie. Yeah. A few more hours yet. My Christmas was yesterday. It's all over. for another year.
Concrete wears down and gets really slippery. That's the other problem.
Yeah, it gets a
'Cause
shine on it, doesn't it?
Well, you get they groove it when they use the concrete pavers. They put these grooves in there. But after so many years of traffic, the traffic just wears shiny spots on the concrete.
Yeah, well, I watched a video once about over in America where they recycle tyres. They throw tyres in a chipper and they come out like little wood chips.
Yep.
And they mix that in the tarmac and make road surfaces out of it. And they reckon it's the absolute best road surface there is. They
do that with a lot of the outdoor basketball courts and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Running tracks,
Yeah, they reckon it's great for that.
I don't know about it. I haven't heard of them doing it with roadway, but I know that they do it on surfaces like basketball courts. And tracks.
The video went right into they were actually sealing a road with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The machine, whatever the machine was, I don't know what the name of them are. Exactly the same machines here. Where they drive along and the tar gets laid out behind, gets sprayed on the ground. And they were filling this thing up with it. They were doing a section of road. And they were bragging how great the road is. And I thought, well, why isn't the rest of the world doing this with all the tyres instead of making tyre mountains everywhere?
What do you mean?
We use the tyres for playgrounds and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know, but there's mountains of tyres.
You guys don't repurpose them?
Repurpose them. Yeah, playground equipment. But
well, I mean, like, you don't make mulch or anything out of them?
Not as far as I know. I think there is a big recycling plant in Australia somewhere that does chew the tyres up. And it does the same with glass, plastic, and all that sort of stuff. Because there's a recycling plant somewhere. It doesn't matter what it is, it can recycle it and be used for other products. It was a great video on a large recycling plant that does everything.
Well, ours is all being dumped in the landfills now because China doesn't take it. All our recycling.
Oh, righto. Over here they are putting plastic bags into a tarmac mix. It lasts longer and gives better grip. Yeah. Yeah, that's what the Americans were doing with the shredded tyres. Mixing it in with it, and it makes it gives it a rubbery effect, which makes it last longer because it can flex, and it gives better grip. Mixed in with the tar, you've got a rubbery, tarry surface. It was a bloody good video. I watched it on YouTube. You got a reindeer blanket, mate. Ooh, that'd be cool. That was a Christmas present, Alfie, was it? I would assume. Of course it is. That's a silly question. Of course it is. Is that a contract for hay you're doing it, Andy? I'm guessing it is. Yeah. There's a baler at the shop.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
It is. It is certainly.
I'll leave our bale trailer here and I'll go and get the old baler.
There's a tractor there as well.
Oh, is there? Even cooler. Oh, the mighty Veltra. The mighty baby Veltra. This Brazilian map's got a fetish for little Veltras.
Because of the field sizes.
I suppose, yeah. Oh. Where you going, you fool? I don't know.
Is that all this map has is bailing missions?
Pretty much. No, there is other ones. We quite often do a lot of fertilising ones when they're due. There's a few harvesting ones that we've done. It's got a bit of everything really, but it's just got a lot of hay ones, or grass ones rather, not necessarily hay, because there's so many grass fields on it.
Yeah.
The more grass fields, the bigger chance you're going to have of doing grass.
That's right.
Yes, from Santa, and I have lots of toys. Love them, and I have some games for my Nintendo Switch. Geez, you're a lucky boy. Very lucky. I got some t-shirts and a new computer chair. What else do I get? That's about it. Oh, that's enough. I desperately needed a new computer chair
Yeah, me too.
and t-shirts.
Yeah.
Ones I've got are all full of holes, so I need some new ones.
We're just glad you get dressed.
Sorry?
We're just glad you get dressed.
Wow.
Shit, doesn't bother me. You can sit there naked if you want.
It's the thought that counts.
It's not a thought. Not a thought I wanted shared with me.
Well, I did want some new jockey shorts too, but didn't get any. So sadly, they're still full of holes in all the right places.
Oh, if the holes at the front, it's just convenient.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. I agree with that. Are you playing Six Ashes? Okay, mate. Yes, I'm very happy with what I got for Christmas. I had 2 Christmas dinners. Can't be too sad about that.
Surprised they let you leave the house.
Well, yeah. That's the first time I've been out of the house since February.
Here's the snow.
Still snowing, mate? I just started.
Just started.
Shit of a thing. Why would you do that for? What are you doing? Okay, Alfie. Oh. So your night went alright, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Good.
Dinner and some TV. That's nice to do.
Mm.
I didn't get it. Wife went to bed at about 2:30.
Jeez.
Stuff I needed to get finished, so I did that. That's why it took me 5 minutes to join when you said you were ready.
Yeah. So, where does Andy live? He lives in Australia too, Alfie. Doc's from America. Andy and I from Australia. Wonko, when he's here, he's from England. Rummy's from England. Aya's from England. What's his name? Allard is from Holland. And that's about all that have been turning up lately, regularly.
Holland or the Netherlands?
Depends on where you're from. I have Dutch heritage, I call it Holland. Internationally, it's known as the Netherlands.
I was gonna say, because on a map it's called the Netherlands.
Yeah. But in the heart, it's called Holland.
Well, they're all confused because they say it's Holland. On a map it's the Netherlands, and then they say they're Dutch.
Yes. Yes.
As bad as the towns around here. I live in a town that doesn't exist.
Ah. Is it because you live there?
No, because if you look at the map, my town doesn't exist. The only reason my town exists is because there's a post office here.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. It's one of these weird things they've done here where it's there's a town, and then inside the town there's like little hamlets. Basically, that's where they look like a town. You know, they got your post office and your pub and whatever.
Yeah.
So when you're looking up addresses, you can get 3 different town addresses.
Oh, yeah. The Poland guy, you can tell that he is from Poland. We don't have a Polish guy, mate.
Yeah, it's because Hitler doesn't English is not his first language.
No, he's from the Netherlands, from Holland.
Why? Because he speaks Dutch and German are his two
No,
languages.
he
right?
can speak a bit of German. He's not that good, but he speaks Dutch. Well, a dialect of Dutch. There's about 4 different dialects there.
It's a tiny little country like that.
Yes. Tiny's
it's
all
good.
right. It fits in Victoria 12 times, my father worked out, landmass wise. Victoria's the state I live in. And is it the second smallest state?
So
in
you guys
Australia?
have states.
Yeah, we have states, yeah.
Oh, you have states.
We have states, territories. States and territories.
Well, territories aren't states.
No,
They're territories.
they're a territory,
Yeah,
yes.
states and territories.
That's why they call them territories, yes.
We have two territories, and
But they don't have enough. They don't have representation in the government, right?
Territories, yeah, they do.
it's no different.
No, no different.
Well, if it's no different than a state, then why don't they just make it a state?
Don't know.
Well, because like we own,
Sorry about
We
that.
have-
Little bit.
No, that's
we
fine.
have U.S. possessions that aren't states, like Puerto Rico.
See, our capital
Like-
city is in a territory, and the Parliament House is in a territory, the smallest territory, and it's called the Australian Capital Territory, which is inside the state of Queensland.
New South Wales.
New South Wales. Yeah, I knew I would get them two wrong. That's why I just paused for a minute.
Yeah, it's almost right on the New South Wales. Almost, it's pretty close to Victoria. That's closer to Victoria than it is to New South Wales, Queensland.
Oh, is it? Right. Yeah, I know roughly where it is. And the other territory is the Northern Territory.
2.5 hours out of Sydney.
Where Darwin is. Where the Second World War happened for Australia, as well as overseas, but, you know, fighting on our home turf. We fought the Japanese at Darwin. And they turned around and said, okay, we won't take Australia this time.
We would have never got in that war if it wasn't for them.
No, that's right.
Yeah, you bastards.
No, it was the Japs attacking Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
The stupid Japanese.
Well, it's because we were supplying the Allies with resources.
Yes.
Which I don't even know how the Japanese got tied up with the Germans anyway.
They didn't.
Well,
They thought because the entire world was focused on defeating Germany, here's their chance to capture some countries so that they could take them over. They started, like my father fought in the war, he fought in Papua New Guinea, fighting back the Japanese from there when they took Papua New Guinea and Malaysia.
But the Italians were in on that too. The Mussolini.
Yeah,
The Italians fought beside us.
at the start.
At the
Yeah.
start, yeah.
They're our allies still. Just like Georgia, Japan is now too.
Well, then they kind of. There's some rocky times.
Say anything bad about the Italians, mate. They are one of the greatest people around. They're the only reason America is half decent. Oh,
No,
sorry,
yeah.
the only reason Australia's half decent.
Because of all the mobsters.
But you got all the mobsters because
Yeah, we didn't get many of them.
Yeah, all from New York and Chicago.
No, the Italians and the Greeks,
They built this country.
they built this country. They did. I think
I got
it doesn't.
adopted into a mafia family. It was great.
I'm not sure which one it is, whether it's the Greeks or the Italians, but it's Melbourne that has the largest population of one of them outside their own country. I'm not sure if it's Italy or Greece, but Melbourne has the largest population outside that country of that denomination.
You can have that trailer, Johnny.
Hey?
You can have that trailer if you want. I'm grabbing the other one, so.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because most of my friends are either Italian or Sicilian.
Oh, I've had a lot of Greek and Italian friends.
There's a lot of Italians here because they come out of, Ellis Island and into New York in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They came here and then a lot of them stayed, in the East Coast.
Yeah, a lot of people migrated here after the war and onward from there and helped build this country up to what it is.
It's funny because it's kind of like the Hispanics have taken that role over, in this country. They used to come in there and, you'd have the Italians, they'd come over fresh off the mainland and then they'd open a shop or something,
Yeah, but they came over here to work,
Well, yeah, that's,
not like
the
the Australians who just want to collect the dole.
Well, we get all this.
Because we get the same bullshit that America gets. Stop the immigration. Australian jobs for Australian people. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
the Australians don't want to friggin' work.
Yeah, but you guys don't have a border they can just jump across. That's the difference, though.
Oh yeah, they just take boats over here.
If you're like a sovereign nation out there, you're a continent, man.
Yeah,
you're a whole continent.
We get plenty of boat people.
Yeah. From where?
Malaysia and Papua New Guinea and.
That's gotta be a long boat ride.
Oh, it is. Well, deadly one.
Desperate.
It's a deadly boat
ride.
Well,
I know they're desperate. I mean, the Cubans that have come over here will come over in anything that floats.
Yep, same with these guys. And a lot of them get sunk along the way.
Well, a lot of the Cuban baseball players, when they would make it into the major leagues, the pitchers and stuff would never want to come out. They'd never want to rest because apparently your life could be in danger if you couldn't pitch an entire game by yourself in Cuba.
Yes.
It's like,
I think I can't remember whether this is right or not. I think it was the Indians, because they play cricket. They're mad cricket fans. That they near bloody, when their cricket team lost in India in the home game, they near killed everyone in the cricket team. I know they chased them out of town or something. Can't remember. It's stupid over a sports game. Bloody hell. Very silly.
I haven't heard much about Cuba in a while.
Make good cigars. Well, they used to. Wouldn't know now because I couldn't afford one.
Well, it's more expensive there for tobacco than it is here. Way more.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah, you guys should be able to grow it there.
Yeah, we do, I think. There's tobacco farms here.
Should be warm enough.
Yeah. Pretty much grow everything.
I mean, it's a, you got plenty of desert. I mean, that's a good place to grow just about anything.
Well, except for the soil. There's no good, decent soil. You have to get down to it.
Yeah, it's true because a lot of our deserts is it's not like a beach desert sand. It's,
No,
it's
no, it's
desert.
pretty
But
sterile land.
yeah, I mean, the only problem with, I mean, it's super fertile soil we have. It's just doesn't have any water. So as soon as you put water to it, you grow anything you want on it.
Oh,
Just
we got
getting the
that
water
too.
there.
We got that too. No, you can pretty much grow everything here. Mangoes, pineapples, bananas.
Like California, man. I mean, you can grow anything in California, but
Yeah.
they've just chased all the farmers out. They keep restricting the agriculture use water because they got too many people there.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? You've got a perfect climate for growing humans in this Southern California. So you want to go skiing and go to the beach, you can do it the same day in California. It's just like the perfect place for humans.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to live in California?
Me.
Sunshine, warm, all year round.
Yeah. Just like Australia.
No major threats of, you know, um, earthquakes. They haven't had a major earthquake in California in quite some time.
Never had an earthquake where I live that I can remember anyway. Ever.
You guys got volcanoes, though, don't you?
Well, there's an old volcano about 40 minutes west of here, where I am.
We don't have any active volcanoes.
No, we have no active ones. None.
Well, we don't on North America. I mean, just Hawaii has active volcanoes. But it doesn't matter because, Mount St. Helens just decided to blow its top off one day.
But they predict that California won't be there for a hell of a lot longer.
They've been saying that since I was born.
Mm.
They kept saying that, because the major fault line's right there, that they kept saying that's going to just, one day everything's going to be gone, I don't know.
I saw early footage of that one back in the early 1900s. Was it LA? San Francisco.
LA.
It just leveled most of the town.
Oh, back in the 20s, I think, right?
Yeah. God, it was bad.
Yeah.
All the buildings were rubble. It looked like it was the Second World War and the whole town was bombed.
Really bad earthquakes there, but they really have in the past like 30 years.
Can't remember how many people died, but it was a horrific amount.
I think it was the early 90s the last time they had a major earthquake that did major damage. And actually people were moving out of California back then because they were, well, they're still moving out of California, but they were afraid that, one day they would be waking up to just pure destruction. It's hard to say, it's like the hurricanes we get, some years you get really bad hurricanes.
Yeah. We get, we don't really get hurricanes. What are the other ones called? Tornadoes.
Oh, tornadoes.
We get a few tornadoes, but they're not devastating as they are in America.
Well, the majority of the tornadoes out here are in empty space.
I remember when I was younger, 1920, I was working for Dad then on the piggery that I helped build. And, hey Harry, sorry mate, I'm not paying much attention, talking too much. And there was a tornado coming through that area. and that, you know, they said the township where the piggery was, we were about 5 mile out of town, and the town wouldn't be affected. It was going to go around the town, so they said. And anyway, they were right. And the day after the tornado, there was still high winds. You could still feel it from the farm, very high winds. And the day it was over, we went down to the creek, which was half a mile down the bottom of the hill, because our piggery was up on a hill. And from the creek onward, it was all forest. And it had torn a path through the forest a mile wide. There was no trees. It was just barren. It was like a bulldozer had gone through there and made a road. It was absolutely awesome. It looked fantastic. Like it was just a perfect winding road going through the forest, about a mile wide. And it only just missed us by about 2 miles, mile and a half. But it was awesome. One of the news crews came up and took aerial footage of it, and they did a flyby, and it went for miles and miles before it dissipated. Never hit anything major. It knocked down a few farmhouses, but it was only a couple. It was bloody amazing. But that's the worst, absolute worst, apart from floods, that I've ever experienced, weather-wise.
I've been through a few tornadoes.
Yeah.
But
No.
everything in the Midwest is set up for it, so you don't really have to worry about it.
No.
I mean,
Well, they've all got
the horn goes off. You go into the tornado shelter. It's all
yeah.
built so that the whole building can collapse on top of it, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
They have a little tornado symbol. Looks like the Tasmanian devil, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you go into a building in the Midwest, the first thing they do is tell you where the tornado shelter is.
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing to do is be in a hotel in the Midwest. That's the worst thing. Because there's nowhere to go unless you're on the first floor.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to go to the loo. I'll be right back, everyone. coffee while I was up.
Why not?
I'm not sleeping on the job.
Should have taken a bigger tractor.
What are we up to now?
I need to get a bigger tractor. This Valtra is just a touch too small.
Oh, it's only really for around the farm, doing little jobs.
Can we upgrade this one at all or no? Or is it
I
all-
don't think so, mate. I think
You can, but it's not worth putting a bigger engine in. Costs
Not
too
a,
much.
it doesn't get you to the next tier, does it?
no.
But it, like Johnny said, it's the farm tractor. It's not really for doing.
No, we were
Clean
going
up.
to use that around
Well,
the farm for chickens, for the pigs, and not for the pigs, for the cows when we get cows and stuff. Just use it to
You get
scoot
like
around here doing.
You should get 2 pigs.
Hey?
You should get 2 pigs.
Oh, yeah, we can. Sorry. Yes, you're right. We can do pigs. I forgot where the piggery was.
Right in front of the fence.
Yeah, I know. We can drive through it every time.
You're getting as senile as my mother.
Oh, easily, mate. I am getting very senile. Barely know what day it is. Right. So, what are you guys up to? What are you guys up to? Doing another contract or something, eh?
I'm prepping for the harvest like I always do.
Ah, someone's doing a cultivating job.
I am.
Field 40, cultivating. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
It's not getting done very fast because I'm using the Valtra, but it'll work.
Why didn't you hire the equipment?
Meh.
Yeah.
Not worth using your own unless you're doing fertilizing, because we've got the truck side of
Yeah.
that. We've only got little equipment.
Well, our cultivator was bigger than the one they were going to give me.
Ah, yeah.
And I took it and realized that I had to use the Valtra because it was the only tractor available.
Well, the Deutz is up there now, mate. I'm not using it.
Well, I'm not going to go back and swap at this point. I'm almost done.
Ah, okay. Not a drama. Sweet rice fields. Probably the best investment we've made so far, Andy.
Yeah, probably. That in 19 probably will be as well.
Yes. That's taken forever.
The two combined. That'll probably come in over 9.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, drama.
Last.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, drummer. Hey, Merry Christmas, Johnny, Doc, Andy, and chat. Thanks,
Thanks,
you,
drummer.
mate.
He didn't say, of course, chat.
Oh, no. And of course, chat. It should have been and of course, chat. Yeah. No, he keeps his of courses for Wonka.
Oh.
Yeah, hope you're well, drummer. Hope your Christmas went. No, is going well. No, went well. I can't remember. Shit. One or the other. Or both. Now, let's see. 8, 12. Oh, more baling. God. Should buy one of those bloody grass fields. Plough it.
Did
Put a
you
crop
watch
in
my
it.
stream from the other night, Johnny?
Did I watch your stream?
Yeah.
On the trucks, yeah, for a while.
Well, you should have watched the end of it. It got quite interesting.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Drama was helping me stalk Farmer Klein.
Cool. Hey, what would you say?
I was stalking Farmer Klein.
Oh, were you? Was he playing trucks too, was he?
Yeah, he was trucking too.
And
And then I joined up with him
yeah.
and ended up wrecking one of his friends by accident.
Oh.
I hit the brake way too hard. And I didn't get in an accident, but the guy behind me went and because I stalled the truck when I hit the brakes too hard.
Your Christmas is going good. You've done some warships and now you're doing some farming. Okay. I was stream sniping him for Doc. Oh. Poor old Farmer Klein.
Well, what I should have done was joined his Discord, but I just didn't.
Yeah, might have been.
I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't.
You just wanted to troll him. Disgusting.
I tell you, he drives hard though. I mean, I had a hell of a time keeping up with him. He wasn't taking it easy. Usually, when you got a convoy, you take it easy. He wasn't taking it easy. Went down this windy mountain trail.
Oh yeah, these poplars are above my head now.
Poplars. Oh, you bought a poplar field?
Jesus. Tell Wonko to plant these poplars in his in Armour 3. He'd have plenty of places to hide then.
He wouldn't know what to do. He'd have so much bush he'd get confused. He gets lost in an open area. I mean, imagine if he's trying to wander through a real bush.
You were talking trash about Doc in Farmer Klein's chat too. Was it? So I was trolling both of them. Very cheeky drama, very cheeky.
That was fun. That's why Farmer Klein posted in my Discord that I was dirty.
Well, that's why that was there. Okay.
Yeah, that's where that whole thing came from.
I think I liked it anyway. Gave him the thumbs up.
I chased him all the way down the road, and I didn't wreck at all, other than the one little incident.
One little oops.
Yeah. One little oops.
Oh. Yes, it happens, doesn't it?
Why don't we just sleep if you want to fast forward?
Hey?
Why don't we just sleep?
We don't have a house.
Oh, we don't on us, do we?
No, we're saving up for one.
Can't we buy a floor mat or something?
Oh, could. Could do that, or I could just do this. Okay, that's no good. I'll do this. What are we paying? Oh, only down to 533 bucks for the loan. Loan must be going down, Andy. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but what's the property maintenance for?
Oh, that'll be for the sheep, and I mean for the
cows.
The pig and cow pens.
Yeah, the pens and chicken
so they
pen.
stick you with that whether you're using it or not, huh?
Well, yeah, as maintenance.
Building maintenance.
Yeah. Seems awful high.
Poplar are ready. Ready. You gonna grab a harvester, Andy?
Can you sell wood chips on this map?
Yes.
Yeah. Why would you not be able to sell wood chips?
I have no idea why anybody would get rid of wood chips out of or wouldn't put wood chips in a sell point on a
No.
map.
Bit weird if they do.
Even if I didn't allow, like, say, sugarcane on the map, I'd still let you sell it at a place.
I don't understand why people don't allow crops that can be grown around the world.
No, that's right.
I mean, I probably would take sugarcane and cotton right out of it just because there's no reason to have it on my map.
This truck's set up for anti-clockwise rotation, Andy.
I'd replace it with, you know, rye and alfalfa that we do grow out here.
I just put them all in because it's okay. And if people want to play it, they play it. If they don't play it, they don't play it.
Yeah.
But
That's
if you
right.
get rid of the crop types, doesn't that affect your number? Or you just
Nope.
extend the number?
Not if they're built into the game.
Oh, so it's built in.
Pretty limited.
Yeah, so then you just build it in. Because I'd make a separate geo. Because I don't like when people build geos into the maps.
Why? It overwrites it anyway if you use a different one.
Does it?
Yep.
I thought it could cause issues if you put a different one in.
If there's a geo in the folder, it will use that. If there's not, it will use the one that's in the map.
I thought it defaulted to the one on the map first.
Only if there's no other one to replace it.
Yeah, I don't see why they don't allow all the crops. Just leave them in there. I mean, you know, I play Sosnoska, but I'm not going to plant anything that doesn't grow in that area. And I do that with other maps.
Everything is honestly not can be planted, but
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'm just looking for some sort of example. I haven't got one.
Yeah, but they've got that experimental sugarcane that they were working on that has a hardy resistance, so it doesn't, you know, die